You need to stop hoping for a completion of anything in life. Let me explain. In this book, The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida, he says, most men make the error of thinking that one day it will be done. They think if I can work enough, then one day I could rest. Or one day my woman will understand something and then she will stop complaining. Or I'm only doing this now so that one day I can do what I really want with my life. The masculine error is to think that eventually things will be different in some fundamental way. They won't. It never ends. As long as life continues, the creative challenge is to tussle, play, and make love with the present moment while giving your unique gift. And the interesting thing about this is that it's almost an unconscious, innate instinct to, as a man, say, once I establish or achieve this, then I can do X thing. I've been there this whole last decade. When I graduated college, I said, okay, well, once I launch this podcast and I get thousands and thousands of viewers and listeners, then I'll make enough money. I'll make $10,000 a month, and then I'll make my film. And that's an example, right? And then it shifted to something else. And then it shifted to something else. And the reality was, well, there's a couple things to distill from that, but there is no end. Because then what happens is, and I've experienced this recently, is, let me give you a more present example. I'm a personal trainer at a gym, right? I was really struggling. And I said, okay, well, once I hit 20 sessions a week, I'll be good. I'll be chilling. Well, what happened was I committed myself to that goal and I achieved it. And I'm one of the most successful ones at the gym now. But now I'm like, okay, well, what now? Well, okay, well, I said that at 20 sessions I would be happy, and I'm not. That was because I equated completion with happiness. I said, once I achieve this, I will be happy. The work will be done. I can rest on my laurels. I can sit back and it's over. But it's never over, because as we achieve our goals, we create new goals. And this is not a video about stopping to celebrate, which you should, and really admire your work ethic if you've achieved your goals. But it's more so about realizing the reality of the masculine energy, which is that there will always be a continuation. And no matter what you do, as long as you're moving forward and you're continuing to evolve and become connected with your center and the deep truth of harnessing whatever your gifts are and sharing them with the world, it will never end. And if anything, it'll get more and more challenging, because as you go deeper and deeper, you will uphold more and more responsibilities. And this is why when we talk about wealth in society and how wealthy men can get away with this and that, or wealthy women, wealthy whomever, how can they do this? Oh my gosh. You have to realize that someone at an upper status, an upper level, has taken on more risk and therefore more responsibility, because they've continued to work through whatever it is they're working through. And I'm getting a little off topic here, but you need to realize that whatever it is you're working towards will never end. And as you achieve more goals and you accomplish more things, you will continue to move through this concentric layer. You will move through these layers of purpose, and they will dissolve. And David Deida goes on to say more about that. Let's see if I can find it here real quick. Let's see if I can find it. Don't want to take up too much of your time here. If you're still watching, I appreciate you. Here we go. He goes on to say, be willing to change everything in your life. And among the signs of fulfilling or completing a layer of purpose are these. Number one, you suddenly have no interest whatsoever in a project or mission that just previously motivated you highly. You feel surprisingly free of any regrets whatsoever for starting the project or for ending it. Number three, even though you may not have the slightest idea of what you're going to do next, you feel clear, unconfused, and especially unburdened. Number four, you feel an increase in energy at the prospect of ceasing your involvement with the project. Number five, the project seems almost silly, like collecting shoelaces or wallpapering your house with gas station receipts. Sure, you could do it, but why would you want to? And if you experience these signs, it's probably time to stop working on this project, on this mission, on this goal. And so when we talk about the fact that it never ends, there is no completion, you will feel intuitively, instinctively, it's time to move on. And when it's time to move on, you will go through a period of unknowing. You need to trust this period. This is the fog. This is the mist. You have to trust yourself and trust God and trust the vision that is being birthed as a result of being in this fog. You're not going to be able to see it right away. And I'm currently in it. Though I will say I'm emerging, the signs of emergence are becoming more and more apparent. And they're becoming more and more apparent as I'm taking action on doing the things and closing loops that exist mentally within my mind. So this was a bit of a ramble sesh to some degree, a giant digression, a macro digression, if you will. But know that it never ends. Always keep moving. And if I'm going to give you one more metaphor or analogy, it's that a shark, when they stop swimming, they drown. When an old person retires and they stop working, usually it's not long thereafter that they get sick or they die because they have nothing to move towards or no purpose to continue to work for. And so I want you to remember that as you continue to get older and as you move throughout your life, begin to instinctively feel the ebbs and the flows of your innermost layer of purpose and where you are to move next. It might be time to pause and think about the next step. Pause and await the next vision. Or it might be time to keep moving forward, to close any mental loops and reignite the conviction of your initial mission or goal. Hope this has been of some help, and I'll see you in the next video.